for tuning in to the Practical Pinball Podcast. My name is Justin, and I'm glad you're here. Hope you're having a great week after the 4th of July. Hope you're having a great week. And please like, comment, subscribe. You know the routine. All that stuff that, believe it or not, it does help out and encourages me to keep going on with this. And hopefully this can reach some people and be a benefit and a blessing to them. So please subscribe and all that. So last time we talked about how much, what your ballpark should be, not to finance, all that kind of stuff. So now we need to talk about where would you go looking for a used pinball machine, because a lot of people don't really have an idea as far as where to look. So the first one we're going to look at is they have a lot of these distributors that sell new games. People will trade their old games in. And when they trade their old game in, the distributors a lot of times will sell them back and sell them to people that might not be able to get one or are looking for a specific title. So that's one thing is you can look online, you can look at their inventory, you can kind of see their rating online to see if they're reputable. And if you do find something, they can ship it to you because they know how to ship. Some people don't know how to ship a pinball machine, and that's an important skill to have because you want it to get to your house safely and you want to make sure that it's going to last once you get it. So that's a pro. They know how to ship it to you. Another one, you can look at their inventory and everything. The con, I would say, is they already know you're looking for a machine. So sometimes those prices could be elevated because they already know you're looking for a game. They already know that you're in the market to find something, and I'm sure they have leeway in the pricing and can move around. So that's one. You can look at a distributor. Another place you can look at is Craigslist. And Craigslist, Marketplace on Facebook, they're all similar. They're all kind of the same. When you look on that, there's a benefit because a lot of times people just want the game out of their house. They want it out of their upstairs. They want it out of their garage. They want it out of their basement. And sometimes you can find older games that have lived in a house their whole life and they're immaculate and, they're at what they call a house use only. And you can find that. And then sometimes you'll find something where it's full of mice. Mice chewed the wires, made a nest inside of it, and set up shop. So you got to watch out for that. You don't want to buy a game and have that. And sometimes there's people on there that have put a lot of love into their games. They've modded it. They've done LED lighting. They've done a lot of that. So you can get a game that's been loved. Sometimes a con is you have to drive. That's one. You have to load it up yourself. You have to transport it. So that's another con for that. But once you learn how to do that, that actually becomes an enjoyable thing to be able to do that. Sometimes you'll find people on there, and what they'll do is, the price will be elevated, and they're trying to get super high pricing, like it's still COVID, and they're still trying to get that pricing. So watch out for that. And we're going to go over how you base your pricing. That will be in an episode coming up. So Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, sometimes you'll find people that will say, hey, I'm willing to trade a dirt bike, or I'm willing to trade this, I'm willing to trade that. Because sometimes you can trade your hobby that you have now, you could trade that towards getting a game off of somebody. People will do that. So keep that in mind. And another thing, if you're skilled, you can paint, you're a painter for a living. Some people will say, hey, paint my house and, you can have this game. And you might even go, well, it costs, $3,000 to paint this. The game's worth $5,000. So you could, definitely up on that. So keep up on that and look into that. Sometimes people are open. Never hurts to ask. Another place you can look is Pinside. Pinside's great. It's a website and it's a community. I'm on Pinside. A lot of people are on Pinside, and there's a marketplace on there. People will buy, people will sell. They'll have a lot of pictures. And if somebody's got a bad reputation, you could look it up and see that. If they have a great reputation, you can see that as well. So that's another bonus. And Pinside, I'm going to have an episode on how to navigate that, how to get involved in that. Because if you're going to be working on your games and trading them and all this, you need to get on Pinside. You need to get with like-minded people. You need to get a part of a community. and it will help you out tremendously. So that's definitely something. So Pinside's a great place to look. Another place that you can look, and I don't recommend it, is eBay. And the reason being, people are catering to people looking all around the world for games. So the prices are sky high through the roof, like worse than COVID prices. You know, a game that's worth maybe $3,500, they're like, oh, I want $7,900 and this and that. And I stay clear of that. Maybe you've had a great experience on eBay. I haven't. I'll buy parts and I'll do that, but I'm not gonna buy a game on eBay. So watch out for that. Another place you can find games is, I've had people, once I get in, tell them I'm into pinball, they'll say, hey, I was doing a job at this house and they had a game in their garage and it had all this stuff piled up on top of it. Well, that's a good indication that they're not playing that game. That's a great indication that you could say, hey, I'll take that off your hands. What do you want for that? So that's something else to keep in mind. Maybe even put a want ad out. I don't know. Those want ads where people have them on Craigslist. I'm looking for pinball machines. I will pay and pick it up today. I don't know. People are just looking to flip it to make a buck. And so I kind of stay clear of that when I go to sell. But these are some places to look. And these are some places, don't just buy. Research before you buy. Know what you're buying. Know what you're getting into, because there's good people out there and then there's also bad people out there. And you don't want to buy something off of somebody and have it be a money pit. Know what you're getting into. And, if it is Craigslist, it's Facebook, have them send some pictures before you go. Have them do a time-stamped video that shows, hey, this is today. They mentioned my name in it. Here's the game booting. Here's this. Here's that. There's things to look for, and we're going to go over that in a future video. But thank you for tuning in today. These are just some places you can look around, to window shop per se. And keep flipping, and thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you. Have a great day.